Let's talk about loneliness. There's probably nothing scarier than losing your friends, family members, and those whom you hold dear to your heart. Thus, in the generation where we find ourselves more disconnected than ever, some have turned to an alternate means of fulfilling and coping with this desire for companionship. Relationships. Wait. That's better. Parasocial relationships are characterized by their one-sidedness. An individual perceives the closest with another individual or group, usually oblivious to their existence. Just put yourself in a celebrity's shoes. You have dozens of fans praising your every act and willing to move heaven and earth just to get your attention. Depending on how extreme their loyalism is, at least. To them, you're their everything. To you, they're nothing but a sea of nameless faces. Horror films love to explore the dangers of these dynamics, delving into extreme examples of parasocial interactions. That's where the stalker trope comes into play. Maybe it'll come in the form of an obsessive lover or a delusional fanatic, but one thing's for sure. A stalker serves as the perfect example of what happens when one side of a parasocial relationship oversteps its boundaries. It turns into something twisted, something sinister, something creepy.
Hi! Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm assuming you're Aaron.
This is Joseph, one of the main characters of Patrick Brice's 2014 horror, Creep. Joseph introduces himself as a sympathetic figure. He's been diagnosed with cancer and has only 2 to 3 months left to live, so he's decided to spend his remaining days in a cabin in the woods, away from his wife Angela and his unborn son. To give his son something to remind him by, Joseph intends to document a day in his life, enlisting the help of a struggling videographer. Our protagonist, Aaron.
So here's a thought. What if this is just some 40-something who's sitting alone in her apartment, waiting for some young, handsome boy to come up the hill and give rub down?
As the film progresses, Aaron and us viewers begin to realize something is wrong with Joseph. Really wrong. Then the two decide to go grab pancakes at the local diner, and that's when Joseph hits us with this.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything you're really ashamed of?
What is that? Is that?
That's me.
Yeah.
With that, all trust in Joseph gets tossed in the trash. Everything he was told us up until now, the cancer, his family, it was all nothing but lies. Joseph's confession repaints him as not only a danger to Aaron, but also a nobody, adding to the parasocial element of their dynamic.
I was nervous before you came up, and I felt that if I got to know you before you got to know me, then I would be less scared.
Our only instinct is to be afraid of him, and rightfully so. His obsession is what drives him to send Aaron creepy mail, bring it to his home, and ultimately axe him in the head. It's easy to dumb Joseph down to a dangerous stalker, but there's more to him than that. Joseph shares the same fears that many of us do. He's afraid of being alone and yearns for friendship, companionship, and maybe even love. To satisfy his desire for connection, Joseph turns to researching his victims and manipulating his way into their lives. He inserts himself into a relationship with his victim, regardless whether or not they are aware of it. While Joseph is an extreme example, it's not too far off from the parasocial relationships that we see today.
God damn it.
The rise of social media, and with it, celebrity culture, has made it easier to feel connected to individuals who once seemed so foreign and out of reach compared to us. According to clinical psychologist Adam Borland, repeated exposure to a public figure or a celebrity perpetuates parasocial relationships and creates a sense of intimacy and a perceived connection. For Joseph, someone who has lost every personal connection he ever had, he's turned to stalking to cope with his loneliness. He hasn't been in a true relationship for so long that he's twisted his idea of what a mutual, meaningful relationship constitutes.
I don't have any friends. I burned every bridge. My sisters, my parents. I have nothing, and I need somebody to talk to. Our whole relationship is based on bullshit and lies that I made up, and I'm sorry about that, and I want to be done with it, and that's why I'm talking to you today, okay?
Joseph's obsession with Aaron is the driving force behind Creep, and it not only stirs fears of stalker killers, but something far scarier, the prospect of losing everyone you love. Creep is a reminder of how lonely we are, and how that loneliness can drive us to madness. Joseph is not just, well, a creep. He's a warning, a reflection of what one's loneliness can manifest into. By reminding viewers of the dangers behind parasocial relationships and the factors that can morph admiration into obsession, Creep reminds its audiences to better recognize the value of finding true, lasting connections. The film's most haunting insight is also its most human. The scariest thing isn't being stalked, it's being forgotten.